That poison cloud's gonna get you again.
Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. And hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our matchup here. You've got to believe that this is a game that might be won in the trenches.
Oh, without question. This is big person on big person.
Big unit
against big unit. You got pick your cliche, but we know this. The ground's going to shake, things are going to rumble, and they're going to have an impact on today's game.
Let's see if I can get you.
These guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, get up and go. Woo.
Taking the Falcons out on the field, Matt Ryan. And in the Super Bowl, everyone knows the story. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, just under 300 yards. But now of the last 8 NFL MVPs, they have all lost
we got to go back towards
that season when winning the MVP and playing in the Super Bowl game. That is just hard to believe.
It is hard to fathom, isn't it? Because your normal thought process is the best player in the league, his team's going to win. And in this case, Matt Ryan had his team out 25 points clear of the New England Patriots. This will drive them crazy all off season. They didn't get just one more point in order to get it done in the regulation.
But he was really classy after the game with the media, wasn't he?
To me, he showed how it's supposed to be done. The quarterback's going to get all the attention. You know you get all the extra kudos when you win. You're going to get extra blame when you lose. But he knows it's part of the job, and I thought he handled it admirably. Actually, more than admirably. He was incredible.
I got a pounce for Kvet. The Kvet pounces on enemy, stunning them for a short duration. Another one, sense danger. Kvet alerts their master of nearby enemy.
And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So a couple field attempts here for the ground game, assuming you pass here on 3rd.
Doesn't look like you're getting anywhere.
Looks like the cat's jumping off a wall.
And you got to think about going to the air to try and pick up the yardage you need.
Anything in particular you look for on
3rd? What the fuck is that?
Pocket, get out your hands pretty quickly. Let your receivers do
Mutagen sample?
Completion to Jones.
Yeah, it just gives you one less on you.
Bring up 4th down. What an amazing season it was for Julio Jones, the Super Bowl. Maybe the best catch we've seen all year, that toe tap on the sideline. He finished with 87 yards. That's something you told me is astounding. 4 catches in that game, only 4 targets, too.
Yeah, and if you watch the game unfold, which I know you did, how many times did you see on the replays the number of white shirts of the headpiece in the vicinity of Julio Jones? He'd run around 2 to 3 guys in his area every time.
There's an icon of blade. I have an icon of blade in this one here.
4 targets, 4 catches, and that sideline catch,
I thought was going to be
intercepted. And he ended up having the concentration to hold on to it and still get both feet down.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bengals take possession. And now we see Andy Dalton bring Cincinnati out there. And Cincinnati, gosh, first time under Andy Dalton, they haven't been in the playoffs. His first 5 years, they made it. This year, 6-9-1. He threw for 4,200 yards, second best total of his career.
I got another Sarin one in.
That's the quarterback who would trade those numbers to be back in the playoffs.
Yeah, hollow numbers for Andy Dalton. Let's face it,
it
started last off season. Lost Marvin Jones,
so if you want to try and get the Sarin Prime again.
Last year missed the beginning of the season. Then A.J. Green got hurt late in the season. So all of his weapons gone from him, and it made it tough for him to generate the offense he wanted to in Cincinnati. Hoping to have a bounce-back year in 2017.
First drive
I think we got the Sarin Prime, all of us.
First chance to get a look at Tyler Eifert.
And he's part of the new wave
I got rid of mine. I used
them
already.
in every position, sometimes even by themselves as a wide receiver.
It's S4 relic that gives you the Sarin Prime at the bottom.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. This one grabbed by A.J.
It's a lift one. If you look at the lift relics, it's a Sarin Prime on the lift S4 relic.
In the Buffalo game when A.J. Green got hurt on, I believe, the 2nd snap.
Yeah. Lift S4 relic.
Couldn't finish the season.
And it'll be rated. You should have just got it from the mission.
Each and every year.
And that broke his streak of 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. So you're right, he does do it every year. That was week 11.
Yeah, S4. Lift S4 relic. That's what we got from the mission.
But still voted to the Pro Bowl.
No, Lith. L-I-T-H. Lith. We got two. We got a Lith and we got a Neal.
Carry, it's Hill. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards.
It should be S4. It should say Lith, L-I-T-H, S4 route.
Starters defensively for Atlanta. I want to ask you about that Super Bowl. It's such an interesting game. But
it has a Serum Prime at the bottom, right?
In that first half, what happened in the fourth
That's
quarter?
what V-Man wants. V-Man wants us.
I remember a really young defensive unit that the stage wasn't too big. They handled it right from the beginning. I remember a really fast defensive unit. Look at the speed. Grady Jarrett, defensive line, right? When he had 3 sacks in the game. Deion Jones from his middle linebacker position forced that fumble against LeGarrette Blount. Robert Alford as a cornerback. Double-digit tackles. Now the passes broken up. The pick 6 for a touchdown, 82 yards, a fumble recovery. But they were out there way too long. 93 plays given up to New England.
You can open up a couple of the defense.
Get a stop and get off the field.
For Jeremy Hill, with the season in the rearview mirror, finished just below 1,000 yards. I think 18th
I'm going to put up
rushing.
a different one first, and then I'll put up that.
Games both came against Cleveland, I believe.
Yeah, if he could play Cleveland each and every week, he would.
That's in the different one. It's not in this one.
So the thing about Jeremy Hill and the Cincinnati Bengals offense, you think of them as a run-first team. So to me, his 889 yards, disappointing, because I would have thought that that would be a higher number and an increase.
Yeah, I was going to do mine on the second round because for some reason on the first it doesn't seem like it works all the time.
They're going to go on 4th and 2.
All right.
They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
We're going to try and get you your fucking Serum Prime again, V.
Big time throw on 4th.
Try and get you your Serum Prime again. Because the S4 relic was what we just got out of that, and it's what has the Serum Prime at the bottom.
No matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
I used two of them already to try and get it from earlier, but we didn't get it. We got some shit out of it, and I also refined them. So
we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to.
That's why I think next one, because it's a defense, right? So we have a couple rounds we can go. I think I'm going to put it up for my second one, since every time we put it up after, it gives us something to work on.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
You run to the story, son? Yeah, that's how it goes. It's a defense, so I figured we could do like 2 rounds and I could try and get you some. But if you want to do it on. Oh, we have to do 5? Oh, yeah, yeah.
First and 10 for Dalton.
I think it's you wait 5 rounds and then you get to choose, and then you wait 10 rounds and you get
near the 20-yard line. Really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Good throw, good catch.
Yeah, so we could go for 2 rounds, 10 rounds or whatever.
From defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone.
Yeah, this one's easy too.
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Dalton, first and 10. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kamal Ishmael. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board. But give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. 11 carries, 75 yards for Freeman in the game against New England. But remember, a lot of those came on the first carry. He had a good second carry, but then they didn't use him a lot late.
Yeah, I saw them getting to the perimeter early. You see how they stretched out New England's big defensive line? And then as they substitute, they started to try and go back inside. But a lot of people think maybe they didn't run the ball enough in the Super Bowl and maybe even eat some clock, especially with the lead that they had. But they also were able to use Devontae Freeman in the passing game. Remember late, up 28-20, faked it to him inside, then threw it to the flat. They got a big play that way as well.
The defensive starters now for Cincinnati.
Carlos Dansby is a versatile linebacker, comfortable at either outside or inside, and always a respected team leader.
Third down, Devontae Freeman. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps them pick up the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Freeman again, a first down carry. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
So we've reached the end of a fairly even first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. We'll return to Cincinnati after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. On 2nd down, Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage.
See if you get your sharing off of it.
They go play action.
I got another one to
first
put up
down.
to try and get it. Wow.
Caught on the right side by Jones. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that.
I'm going to put up another relic that'll have it. They'll lose out.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
And he just throws
I got the chassis.
away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it.
Yeah, hopefully he'll get it now.
Being really precise with it.
Yeah,
rid of it. No one got it. On 2nd down, Freeman.
Fine team.
And they go the wrong way here.
Every time I ever find them, it's a waste of money. I wasted it finding them. Never get shit out of it.
But there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Oh, fucking Exodus tripped me up.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Tell you got 4 more rounds.
3rd and long, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Geno Atkins coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
So on 4th down, off goes Matt Ryan, and on is another Matt Bryant. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Two more.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On second down, Hill. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Dalton with a give to Hill. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you've got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
And now to the air, Dalton. On the screen, Bernard.
Still second down.
So the mistake by the offense cost them a penalty, and it's now second down at 11. One receiver left, 2 to the right. Second down, Dalton. Looking for his running back, and he's got it.
Wow.
A good gain of 14 there.
This is so bold. How many times I put that fucking thing up?
You hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands.
Yeah, and I refined my relic. Holy,
get them out in the flat and let them have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That's bullshit. Keep wasting hard fucking refinement shit, and I don't even get it.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 6 there on first. 4 yards remaining now on second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Dalton throwing on second down. He drops it off for Bernard.
I'm going to go to Strategy.
Down inside the 40. 7 yards there, good enough.
See if that guy's still there.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can
Yeah,
get
he should still be there.
He can kind of get.
He said he was going to be there for a day and a half yesterday, so. And that was at like 7 o'clock when I checked.
Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys
yeah,
are.
but I didn't get that sword though, that melee one.
Come out here in the eye.
I want to get that melee, the 168% melee range.
He is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have highlights and analysis of this first half. I'm guessing mostly defensive highlights that we will see.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. No touchdown scored yet so far.
Yeah, none whatsoever. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Yeah, that's all I need now is a Nova fucking blueprint, and I can build the prime Nova, bro.
It's second down. Dalton looking. His throw caught around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Oh, what'd you say, my bad?
So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set.
I even had 3 of his
resume the
blueprints.
action.
Yo, me and B-Man got Bob Band today.
endless
A
drive
Bob Band
continues.
Prime. Yeah, we got his blueprint. I got his blueprint and his systems. All I needed was fucking
First down
chassis
goal,
and
the
the
offense
optics.
knocking on the door. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Jeremy Hill, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
But what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense, get them going in one direction, and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way,
Which
you
one
don't
you
actually
buying?
have to
Because
punish
I'm
them
going to
with
go
your
buy that
blocking. You
fucking
just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, you'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
And this one through the uprights. And
I already bought the other one for pistols. 168% heat charge.
that one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a Jeremy Hill touchdown run.
Alright, I'm going to buy that fucking timed range. Kidding me? I don't have enough for that yet? Oh my god. I sell some shit right now. Yeah, I gotta sell some shit.
Now
Buy
Bullock
it.
will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. The Bengals defense getting ready to go again. A field goal last time is what they gave up in a close game. All these drives start to feel so critical.
And they are. And, you know, we've met so many defensive coordinators who just really hate the bend but don't break mentality. They're much more of the aggressive school. But that mentality has won a lot of games. If you're only giving up field goals on drives, that usually keeps you in it and gives your offense a chance to retaliate.
Yeah, right now it's got him with the lead. On first down, Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? the guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Surveying the field. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there just before halftime. And even 60 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage.
So you know what's funny, Louis? You didn't need the bursting barrel anymore, and I just got one today. I was going to give it to you. You don't need ashes in your optics either, Louis.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Incomplete on the right side, it's Tammy. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target.
Do you need the
nice game.
Do you need the harness for the
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude,
Donna,
but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it in complete.
Yeah, but it doesn't come at the 168%. You have to upgrade it.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On third down, Ryan. It's caught, Jones. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have retaken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Oh, I even got you a... Yo, you know that Skindo X? I think you might have a blueprint for it, or a skin for it, because I do.
And the end result, an Atlanta
touchdown. That, you know how you have that blueprint for your gun? That's
Bosher to kick it away.
There's one for that axe I gave you too. Solstice axe.
Fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
I know, that's what I did too. Yeah.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
You said you went up 2 levels?
Quickly fading here in the second quarter. Not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
Cool, Dave. You said you go up 2 levels on that
just how
table?
much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. A dump off now to Hill. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
That's sick.
Now whistles
and you're
come
pretty
in.
high level, so that's fucking crazy.
By the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward
halftime. Fucking crazy.
So we're back in the offense getting set following the
take
call
all your money.
Now it's 2nd and 7.
Just to level up.
They're playing press coverage. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Second down, Dalton looking deep for LaFell. And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
$15,000 for 30 stars, eh? Damn.
But how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Now Dalton. And that will be
Yo, Lou, there's a Sands of Inferno blueprint too. It's a mission, I think.
Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, I could buy that, too.
Definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere.
Yo, there's some sick boosters, too. 3-day affinity, 3-day regal.
And Dalton to throw.
263 level?
And he will have a
holy shit. And you have to keep upgrading, like when you play, you have to keep paying to upgrade your level. Damn. Fuck. They're really trying to make you go broke in that game, upgrading yourself.
So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock.
I'm going back to the ship now, Louis.
So the offense has it first and 10.
What? Fan crime handle? I might.
On first and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He's going to let this thing go deep for LaFell. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Yeah, I'll check.
That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
I'm on my shit now. I'll check for that thing. Send me an invite.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Bengals have been a mess when it comes to avoiding turnovers. The Falcons, however, probably feel like they should be doing better on the scoreboard. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. Bengals have it at the 35. Boyd's the target here, and that connection will lead to a gain of 14 yards.
No, I don't have any handles with him.
Off after throwing the interception.
But if I find any, I'll save them. Because I was selling stuff to that guy while he was there. Yeah, if I find any, I'll let you know and I'll give them to you.
Now 2nd and 8. Ryan's got the completion here. He would pick up 2 yards and then duck out of bounds. Falcons still on the field. The catch is made after a quick pass, and after the short pass, he'll score. The Falcons go up by 3. Bengals with the ball, final seconds of the half.
I'm trying to find that prime fucking one.
They'll end up at their own 40-yard line before being tackled. Bengals wind up throwing a pick on the drive.
Yeah, prime hand weapons, I know. That's why I built those dang primes as fast as I could.
For the second half, as we rejoin Brandon in charge.
This is fielded at the goal line.
My melee range is 75%, plus 75%.
Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
There's nothing like getting out of the gate and finding your favorite target. Andy Dalton just did that with A.J. Green.
And some people call that a nice fantasy football connection as well.
Yeah, they're piling up the points that way, and they want to see that continue.
And Dalton hands to Hill. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle. They're going to hurry back to the line now. It's second down. Dalton looking. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On the counter, it's Hill. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And quickly, they get to the line. They run it again with Hill. And some room to maneuver. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. And Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
What the fuck?
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. He's got his man here. It's Green. A gain of 11 and a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon.
Oh, for real? So once you put a fucking thing in, you have to level it up again?
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Change the polarity.
Things up here, going with some tempo.
Yeah, you have to start back over and level the bitch back up.
With Bernard. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the play there. It's a drive will continue.
So many teams want
There's
to
5 alerts.
the
What
situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now a carry for Bernard. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Tackle made there by Phillip Wheeler. And they're going to speed things up here. And now to the air, Dalton.
What blade did you need?
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. And he's racking up the yardage. You see the catches. And defensively, what do you do here to stop a guy like this?
You keep trying to change things up because nothing is really working. Whether you have a man on him, 2 people, you're showing different types of zone defenses combined with man-to-man coverages. Try and change things up and eventually get to the point where maybe you put enough people on him, they won't throw the ball to him anymore.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. He'll get the football here. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Freeman again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try to open things up in the run game.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
It's Ryan. He's got time in the pocket. Connects with Sanu right side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Hill. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
380. To throw here, Dalton. And that's complete to LaFell. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
380. 380. Zebra.
And once again, Hill, he's been busy. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And on the tackle, Jonathan Babineau. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way.
Ninja sword
6,
and
7, 8, 9,
bitch.
whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
2nd down, Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Adrian Claiborne able to drop him for a loss of 4. And now they're in the hurry-up. And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Green with a catch left side. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They send Green to the left on his own. Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Back to the ground, it's Hill. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff. Here's Hill. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
That 2-volt prime.
Personal foul. Face mask.
And a normal cross.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Following the penalty, it's Hill. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Here's Dalton. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. throwing now. Ryan on first down. The left side completion to Jones. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll give the Falcons a first down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll look to throw. He's got time. And this is Gabriel on the catch. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
He's back to throw. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
It's caught, left side, Tammy. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Back to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Here's Ryan. Finding time. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Adam Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Bengals getting set to go. Well, they've kind of got a situation here. Still 3 timeouts defensively, so maybe you try to run a play.
And if you do it as safe as possible. And I think maybe even quarterback sneak. Take care of the football and make sure that clock starts to run before they call the timeout.
We'll see what they do. They begin the drive with Hill. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. This is Hill. And they'll bring him. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll hand Gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Bengals a first down. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
Excuse me.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.